I often hear people say we should live a balanced life, or we should strive for finding some kind of work-life balance. I think that word balance is something I struggle with. Rather than think balance, I prefer to use the word proportionate. What do I mean by this? I always tell people that we have a finite amount of energy each day. We only have so much energy each day. Why do I say that? Because come some point tonight, I'm going to be exhausted and I have no energy left. And I'm going to say, I'm going to bed. And depending on how well I sleep, my energy builds back up again. And then when I wake up in the morning, I have that finite amount of energy that I built up while I was sleeping. Now I have to take that energy and not divide it in half in a balanced way between work and life, because to me, that doesn't work as an entrepreneur and a family man. There is no 50-50. What works to me, what has worked for me in my life is to take that finite amount of energy and proportionately distribute it or proportionally invest it into my work, into my family, into my personal life, into my community, and everything else. But it's not about balance. Because if you think balance, if you think of a scale and you want to balance a scale, it's really 50-50. If I have a scale and I put 10 pounds over here and I put 10 pounds over here, I'll make it balance. If there's 50 pounds on this side of the scale and 10 pounds on this side of the scale, it's going to go like this. Well, I think it's like this, but it's not going to be balanced. So it's not about reaching a work-life balance or seeking a balanced life. Think in terms of proportions. So you have a finite amount of energy each day. How do you want to proportionately invest that energy in your life? If you're working, you probably spend 8-9 hours a day working. Hopefully you get to sleep 7 to 8 hours a day. Now, how are you going to take the rest of your energy and invest it into everything else in your life? Your spouse, your children, perhaps other family members like your parents or siblings, your friends, your own personal time, your own self-care, showering, eating, maybe exercising, meditating, looking after your home, walking your dog. Always think proportionate, how we proportionally invest our energy into all our priorities in our life. And those priorities can be people and things, and often are people and things. So rather than use the word balance, rather than try to strive or seek a work-life balance, think proportionate. How will I take my finite energy and proportionally invest it into the things and people that truly matter to you? For example, if you're proportionally investing your energy into your life, perhaps you're giving 65% of your energy to your work. Perhaps you're a business owner and you're an entrepreneur, and your business, your company demands a lot from you. Maybe you're giving 70% of your energy to your company. You have 30% left. And out of that 30%, maybe you give 20% to your family, not only your spouse and your children, but your parents as well, or other members and close friends that you love. So what does that 20% look like? You could decide that, take that numerical value of 20%, which is just a number, and say to yourself, 20% to me means that every morning I'm going to have breakfast with my family. Every night I'm going to have dinner with my family. Lunch, I'll have them on my own. And every night I'm going to put my kids to bed. And then I'm going to spend some time with my spouse. How am I going to spend some time with my spouse? Are we going to be watching a show together? Are we going to be having a glass of wine or sitting on the couch and having a conversation? If I'm spending time with my mom, how am I going to spend my time with my mom? If I'm spending time with my friends, how am I going to spend time with my friends? How often, which days, which friends? And get specific about those things. For me, it's always about proportionate investment of my energy, my finite energy, into the people and things that I love, but always being specific where I invest this energy.